developed a sense of responsibility while away their valuable time without engaging in devotional service to the Lord. They live merrily, unafraid of impending death. This is the madness of human society. The madman has no responsibility in life. Similarly, a human being who does not develop a sense of responsibility before he dies is no better than the madman who tries to enjoy material life very happily without concern for the future. It is necessary that every human being be responsible in preparing himself for the next life, even if he has a duration of life like that of a Brahma, the greatest of all living creatures within the universe. Tasansta Bhaktivedanta Parpoto Madhyanathimirantasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Vadi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So everyone has a great responsibility, particularly in the human form of life, because everybody's life is timed. Maximum of 100 years one can live. And then the apakshitam, how the life is declined, is going away. Ahoratrai, in terms of days and nights. For example, now we are in one more day. That means yesterday is gone from my time that is available. Time acts very imperceptibly, silently. It is taking away our time, our lifespan, in terms of ahoratrai. Now the daytime will get over, night will come, and again there is a morning. In this cycle, everybody loses their time. So this cycle is there from topmost planet to the lowermost planet. All over the universe, this cycle is there. Evam vidhair ahoratrai kalagatya. So kalagatya means advancement of time. Very stealthily the time goes on, and we will not be able to perceive. So that's why Chanakya Pandit says, if you lose some money, probably you can get it back. But if you lose some time, we will not be able to retrieve that time. It's a very precious resource for the human being. In the human life, already there is a little bit of sense of responsibility is created. In animal life, that sense is not there. So in the human life, they have to enhance this responsibility, take up more responsibility, and ensure that the time that is given is utilized nicely. Kalagatyo upalakshitai apakshitam. Here it is a paramayu vayashatam. It's everywhere, in each and every planet, the lifespan is 100 years. But of course, the lifespan of Brahma is 100 years of Brahma is different from 100 years of human being. So some living entities think it's maybe better to go to higher planets like moon or Brahma's planet because the lifespan is very big, but here it is mentioned it is also 100 years only there also. The maximum is 100 years, and then one has to face death. One has to again come back to this world if he has not perfected his life. What is the perfection of life? We don't want to be in this cycle of temporary life, continuously going through this anxiety of temporary life. Not easy. But then people, they do not perceive that this death can come, time is going away, and then what do? They are very merrily, they are very happy, they are enjoying merrily, not knowing that the time is silently taken away from me. Like I have seen one video, many people went to some some water body, and then they are really enjoying. I think this is in Karnataka. And then one family, in the water body there is one rock. Rock is visible. So one entire family went up to the rock, and then all around water is there. It's actually flowing river. And so everybody is cheering. As soon as the family reached that rock, everybody is cheering. Because devotees cheer by saying Hari Bol. They'll blow whistles and then so going on. It's all, everything is going on. Everything looks nice. And suddenly the flow in the river increased. And huge water wave started coming towards this this side, towards the rock side. Some people observed that there is something coming up, and then immediately they were warning this family, hey, come up, come back, come back, come back. And so those warnings, they have not listened to it. They saw the wave also coming up, and then they're okay. The wave went by. They are safe. But then came behind one more big wave, and then washed the entire family. After the rock, the river actually goes down into a big deep valley. That's a scenic place. You can see the river flowing down like that, huge water. That video shows how the entire family got washed away. No idea. Merrily, everybody is merrily enjoying, going here, there, here, there. Radha Govinda ki jai. But then, every moment there is a responsibility awaiting from the human being. Any time death can come silently and take away. This is the situation of this world. So Prabhupada is saying even Lord Brahma, he cannot escape the death. The first living being of this universe, even he has to be careful to perform activities which will benefit in the next life. And the best activity is rendering devotional service to Krishna. The living being's only responsibility is how I can surrender 100% to Krishna. That's all. This is the only responsibility. Human form has no other responsibility. From the childhood till one dies, if at all he has to take any responsibility, that is only how I can surrender 100% to Krishna. This is the only response. Other responsibilities to maintain his body, to maintain his family, they are all, yes, required, but they are secondary. Even while maintaining, his primary consideration is how I can surrender 100% to Krishna. That means one wants to engage 100% in Krishna's devotional service. There are many paths are there in this world. You know, some paths encourage a volume of rituals, so much of work, and some paths have philosophical volumes of philosophy and theories and isms, and some paths they try to enhance the progeny in this world, go on increasing population, and some paths they will be thinking, okay, we can go to heaven. We will see innumerable ways of diversion of human energy. Sometimes even in the name of dharma, even in the name of religion, they are simply diverted from this only task, and that is how to surrender 100% to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. And then people, they feel very comfortable, they feel very confident that yes, this is, I am also following dharma, I am also practicing some religion. Why I should bother about anything higher? They feel settled, they feel satisfied, not knowing that what is the ultimate goal, what is the perfection of life. They have no idea. They just go on like that, planning for various trips. Now the space travels have increased. People want to go and see the space. Okay, landing on moon may take some time. Although human being went in 60s, landed on the moon, there were videos showing walking also. But actually to mobilize on a big number, it may take some time. In the last 50 years, they could not do anything. And going to space, going to moon, what is that we are gaining? Are we becoming free from the reduction of this time span that we have? No, here it is mentioned in every planet it's only 100 years. Every planet there is time, and it is coming down day by day, day by day. That is the time is ticking. So that's why the devotees who understood this, and then we came to Krishna consciousness, devotional service, their only goal should be how every moment I can remember Krishna, or I can engage in Krishna consciousness, how I can render my devotional service. So devotees, a properly situated devotee, is absorbed in his services to the Lord. Everywhere his decision making is very simple. Will it help me in increasing my service? That's all. This is the only decision. If he has an option to do this, to do this, to do this, he will choose, okay, which is better for me to render service to Krishna, which is better for me to increase, enhance my surrender to the Lord. So this is the mood of a properly situated devotee. If some things are not very conducive to devotional service, then he will not venture, he will not get into those. Like the Goswamis have explained what are the activities which are not conducive to devotional service. They have explained. One of the important points is that a devotee avoids these 6 unfavorable items of devotional service. One is Janasangasya, associating with people who are very materialistic in their nature. Materialistic means they always talk about enhancing their material life, talk about sense enjoyment. The very vibration is completely materialistic. So when devotees are handling such families, they have to be careful. One has to maintain his consciousness at all times. At no time we should think that now we have become so perfect that I will not be polluted by these associations. So that's why the devotee's constant thinking is, how will I maintain my devotional service? And one more is the prajalpa. Prajalpa means talking something which has no relation to service. It doesn't enhance your service. It does not enhance the Krishna consciousness. Such kind of a talking. Actually, this path is very divine and very deep and sublime. It is easy, but at the same time, it is very deep and very sublime. The ultimate goal is very simple, and calculations are also very simple. How I can remain in Krishna's service? That's all. But then implementation wise, without we knowing, sometimes we get into activities which are not very conducive to Krishna consciousness. And most importantly, the prajalpa should not be, that means our talking and discussion should not be on the political subjects, on the latest news. If a devotee can see relation with Krishna, any news is there, let us say is able to see the relation with the Supreme Lord, then yes, he can look into all this news. But then we are not so advanced. And then what will happen when we get into these narrations, political narrations? That becomes prajalpa, simply waste of time. So what happens in this world, always some things will unfold. Day to day basis, so many dramas will unfold. One of the drama is these political dramas. This party will say something, that party will say something. And then if you are little favorable to one party, then immediately you become hiked up. How can I say this? How can I say that? That's how thousands and millions gets drawn into these political battles, this drama. They also become part of the drama. And in this world, particularly in this age, all these are meant for just quarrel. Simply increases the anxiety and hatredness in the heart. And how is that going to help you in your service to Krishna? How is that it will help you in your service, in enhancing Krishna consciousness? See, our parameter is very simple. Will it help me in service to Krishna? That's all. If a devotee has this calculation always, that I am servant of Krishna, I am supposed to serve Krishna always, now will this help me? Before you do, this is only calculation. Will this help me? Will this help me? And so that way you are actually conscious of service. And as long as a devotee is absorbed in the service, he is liberated. He will not be influenced by Maya. But as soon as we reduce our focus on service, proportionately the focus goes on to Maya. This kind of political talks and then rumors. Materially, how much ever you try to see, we will not be able to see perfectly. So in this political dramas or any other dramas, simply we will waste our time trying to conclude what exactly it is. Nobody knows. So better is to adhere to the truth of Srimad Bhagavatam. Surrender to what Srila Prabhupada has given. There's so much is there to study, systematically study and enhance our consciousness. So much is there. Prabhupada has so kindly given volumes of this wonderful literatures so that we can get absorbed in the details of the services, details of Krishna consciousness, and then try to improve ourselves day by day. For example, even in japa, so much to improve. Fortunately, we are getting more insights in our group, and then so much to improve. And every day morning is an opportunity to improve our japa. Now, how far we are able to do it? One is to get intellectual clarity. One more is to actually do it. There is a difference between these two. Sometimes devotees, they feel that everything is clear. Intellectually, our philosophy is very simple. Servant, Lord is there, serve, under the direction of Guru. Over. But then, a devotee who wants to improve in his practical action, he will be eager to listen, because he knows even one single point can change my life. It can set my life in a proper direction. So that's why devotees, they assume a different level of responsibility. They're actually the highly responsible citizens, highly responsible personalities in this world. The properly situated devotees are very exalted. And what is their responsibility? For every action they take their responsibility. In fact, every human being is like that. For every action he has to take responsibility. He has to take the responsibility of that action. If there is a reaction, he is responsible. That's the actual law of this world. But people don't understand that yes, my actions are, I am held responsible for my actions. This is the problem. We are held responsible for all our actions. So why not take responsibility and then ensure that all our actions are towards renunciation, towards devotional service to Krishna, and only that will help. Otherwise, time is going away. Like Prabhupada here little strongly mentions that only a madman has no responsibility in life. If somebody is not responsibly behaving, he is a madman actually. Only he has no responsibility. But otherwise, a human being is held responsible for every action. So that's why every action should be pleasing to Vishnu. Otherwise, it is karma bandhanaha. Yajnadhad karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha. It will bind the devotee or it will bind the person. Very dangerous place. Even a slight mistake sometimes can escalate and then become a big responsibility on our head. That's why better we follow Prabhupada's instructions, then Prabhupada takes responsibility. Krishna instruction, Krishna takes responsibility. Guru takes responsibility of the disciples because they are abiding by his instructions. If we don't follow his instructions, then why he has to take responsibility? Of course, because of some weakness or whatever, that is Guru purifies. But if somebody makes a rule, somebody makes a system that he has taken responsibility, so I can do whatever I want. In some religious systems it is like that. For example, in Christianity, Jesus has taken responsibility for our sins, so we can just go on doing whatever we want. Once in a while go and say sorry, pay little money, and then everything is washed off, and again I can go back and again do whatever I want. If somebody asks, why are you doing all these things? No, he has taken responsibility. Jesus has taken responsibility. And let Jesus be crucified again and again, no problem. We'll go on with our own sinful activities. Now this kind of a relationship is never encouraged. It's not there. Unless somebody becomes a true Christian, why Jesus has to take responsibility? So similarly, unless we become a true disciple, why Prabhupada will have to take responsibility? So all the devotees, they are trying their best to chant 16 rounds and follow the principles and render as much service as possible. Certainly Prabhupada will take responsibility, particularly the devotees who have taken initiation. Initiation means 16 rounds and 4 regulative principles. And somebody who has taken a commitment that I will follow all these things is initiated. Maybe formality is pending, but is initiated. And then Prabhupada takes responsibility. So as full-time devotees, we have a great responsibility, and ensure that we perfect our life. Prabhupada says, close this business in one lifetime. Perfect yourself in one lifetime. Don't make me to come back again and again. Complete the responsibility in one life. So take advantage. Every moment you think of service, rendering some service, and then that will protect us. So Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో అపురూప కానుక హరే కృష్ణ వాణి ఆధ్యాత్మిక మాసపత్రిక. ఇప్పుడు మొబైల్ యాప్ ద్వారా కూడా సులభంగా పత్రికలు చదువుకునే సౌకర్యం, వార్షిక సభ్యత్వం, భగవద్గీత, భాగవత ప్రవచనాలు, స్ఫూర్తి సందేశాలు, ఇంకా మరెన్నో సదుపాయాలతో హరే కృష్ణ వాణి మొబైల్ యాప్ నేడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి. మరిన్ని వివరాల కోసం కాల్ చేయండి 913310